Sup, dog, and welcome to my bar. This is a new thing I'm trying, putting a bar in the background. I don't know if I'm going to make a video or an image, but I found this stock image and I was like, you know what, let's just give it a go. This is going to be a video that's going to be just things at the top of my head. So get a beer, get some coffee, get whatever. Right now I'm drinking coffee as, per usual. Oh, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, get your beer, get your coffee, get whatever. Just sit back, listen, and take a chill pill. Just relax, relax. I want to talk about sports. It's been on my mind. I do not like sports. I know, I look like a nerd, but it's not what you think. Some people don't like sports because they can't play or they just think it's barbaric or what have you. I love competition, and sports is definitely competition. I don't like modern day sports. I was playing the finals yesterday, and we queued up with some rando. And he was like, hey, you guys excited for the World Cup? And I'm like, no, soccer? Nah, dog. And he was like, oh, I know that because you said the word soccer that you are American. And it's like, okay, cool, dude. You like soccer. And I made a joke just to break the ice because he probably thinks like I'm offending whatever. And the icebreaker, I think the joke was like, oh, it sounds like I just disrespect your mother. You must be European or something. And he laughed it off and we had a good time. And then we did pretty well in the finals. We went to, I think we won the match. But regardless, his whole personality was just football. That's what it was. It was soccer, dude. I think so. There's a few people that actually really do like sports. They're the ones who actually like played the game, understood the game, can see and understand how cool some of the plays are, and give respect to the sport itself. Then there's others that are they're just there for a spectator sport. They're just there to socialize and just drink and be merry and just eat and then just visually watch people sweating it out. And some people like that. And then you have the people that are like the gamblers, the nerds, the number crunchers, the ones that watch all the videos, all the competition, all the games, even the college games, because they're like, ooh, if this college guy gets picked up by this guy and this guy gets traded to this guy in the next season, oh, I'm going to bet like $1 million. And then boom, that is for the gamblers. Those people that are just doing it for the money. For me, I don't like sports because I think sports has evolved into something that isn't what it used to be. So let me explain. All right, let me explain. I know this sounds very convoluted, but I got a reason, Doug. I got a reason. Take basketball. If you ever watch or go to any of the games, the earlier games in the season, they're ones that, they usually put the people on the bench on first because they're trying to make their star players to be like extra rested. And they don't want their star player to get like an injury because that might cost them the whole fucking season. So it makes sense. But then you get like Jabroni 1 and Jabroni 2 and Jabroni 3. And then you pay tickets to go watch instead of like the Chicago Bulls or the New York Knicks or the LA fuck yous. The LA fuck yous, dude. Instead of paying tickets to go see those cool teams, you pay tickets to just see Team Jabroni versus Team Jabroni 2. Whatever. And, those people are still athletes in their retrospect, right? And you do want to support your team and whatnot. But for me, I don't like it. I'm sorry. When I think of basketball, I think of cool plays. I think of like early '90s, with like Michael Jordan and Scott Pippen and Dennis Rodman and Shaquille O'Neal, like the top of the line players. So it makes sense to like see a game in the later seasons, but it doesn't make sense to see a game early in the season unless you're like a really big gambler. If you are one of those viewers who just want to hang out, socialize, and then even maybe if you're someone who actually do like the sport, you want to see some up and comers and see if they actually do some cool plays to stand out. Unfortunately, every time I go to one of those games, they're not exciting. They're not, and I give more respect for players who actually try to play, and it sucks because like. I know the reason why they don't want to overextend because they're trying to think of the long game. They don't want to get an injury that might cost them the season. They don't want to get an injury that costs them their whole career. They don't want to get an injury at all because it might cost them the next game. So they play very reserved. If you look at a game from the streets, right? If you just see a pickup game and you're like, man, that game looks really cool. Basketball, man, that sounds awesome. I want to join this shit. And then you actually go and, watch a professional game. You're like, man, I saw the ones on the streets. I can't wait to see the ones that are professional. Well, those professionals are not really that professional because you're just watching a bunch of scrubs. And I know that's slander, and I know everyone's like, oh, you don't understand Joestar, blah, 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 and these guys are really talented, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, but you know what? It's just not for me, man. It's just not for me. The better way I could describe this to you is think about a video game, right? Just think about the finals. You have some people that you actually like watching, right? Because they either play very well or they're very entertaining to watch visually. Now, if there's a tournament that's going to be coming up, an esport tournament for the finals, and you're like, wow, this content creator is going to play and this professional is going to play, and we're going to see both of them play. Oh, that's going to be exciting. We can see the champion of victory and the utter defeat of being a loser. You know, the drama, the entertainment, the Roman Colosseum of them all. And that's hype. That's amazing. That's cool, right? But let's just say it's just like an esport tournament, and you have jabroni number 1 versus jabroni number 2, and you're watching it, and you're like, oh. Not only is it bad to watch because they're making all the newbie mistakes, but they're not even entertaining. Even if they do a really cool play, you might be like, that was a really good play. He just headshotted him from downtown and picked up his guy, and he got the cash box and used the box to hit the opponent. That's cool, right? And that's a brief moment of cool, but it's like, that's it. Some people like to watch, Jabroni 1 versus Jabroni 2 because maybe something good will come out of it. But I feel like it's just wasting time. It's just, I don't know, dude. I'd rather watch the top 8 grand finals than Jabroni 1 versus Jabroni 2. There's going to be a lot of people that are new in the game of the finals, and they're going to make they're trying to stand out. They're trying to stand out with their gameplay or their personality or both. And that's fine. And I wouldn't mind watching Jabroni 1 versus Jabroni 2 if I actually knew a little bit about them. That's called investing into the match, investing into the game, investing your time. Now, in basketball, I used to invest all my time into that. And then I realized I'm better off investing my time elsewhere. And I'm getting too old for this shit. I don't want to spend another 30 years watching Jabroni 1 versus Jabroni 2, and they don't get good, and you never hear about them 10 years from now. No, I rather see the top of the top, the best of the best, or the rookie of the year who's trying his hardest to be the best of the best, and maybe he gets mid-tier. I wouldn't mind that, to see a guy starting from 0 to hero, and then you're like, man, I want you to be legend, and he's pushing high to be a legendary guy. That's not bad. So now it comes back to the World Cup. And I get annoyed at people like, oh, you seen the World Cup? You excited about the World Cup? I'm like, who the fuck cares? Because for me, I don't care about any of that shit. Now, respectfully, again, I know they're athletes. Soccer or football, you have to have a lot of stamina. You're running around all day long, dude. And running around, for a fat guy like me, that's hard for me to run, dude. But let's just be honest. Soccer is like track and field, but you're dancing the way to the ball. Damn, dude, I fucking burned you guys. You know what's even funnier? I know a lot of my viewers actually watch football or soccer in the World Cup, and they're really excited, and they're going to see me talking shit. Dog, it's out of love, dog, all right? It's out of love. Just give me a beer, I'll watch the game, and then we can hang out. I'm more of that social guy for sports, right? I respect the athleticism. I respect the top 8, the grand finals of them all. But I'll respect it a little bit more if I got a couple of beers in me, all right? I'm not normally the gambler for that stuff unless I actually really know that sport. Then I'm the gambler, dog. I'll throw down 20 on that shit. But yeah, soccer, I played it like once when I was little, and I was like, this sport sucks and stupid. And then I played basketball. And then I actually was pretty okay back in the day, but not good enough to be in the NBA, I can tell you that, dog. But those are my thoughts about sports. I don't know if you guys agree with me or you think I'm full of shit, but at the end of the day, you just gotta tell yourself, it doesn't matter. None of this shit matters, all right? All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.